Good morning, all of you. Today we will be starting with chapter 12, that is data protection. Okay, and in this particular chapter, we are going to actually discuss about various threats for the data and various solutions to save the data, okay, or for the protection of the data. Okay, so let's start with this. The very first thing that we are going to discuss today is threats to data. So when we talk about threats of data, there are some common threats. First is virus. Just like virus, similar to virus, just like virus, we have two more terms we can say. First is worms and second one is Trojan horse. Then next we are having is the spyware, adware, spamming, PC intrusion, in which we are going to discuss about denial of services, sweeping, password guessing, and last one is the phishing. So basically we are going to cover these all things today. Okay, so the very first thing is computer viruses. Now, first of all, what are viruses? Now, see, as per definition, computer viruses are malicious codes, programs that cause damage to the data, files on a system. See, first of all, what you have to understand that these all are nothing but the malicious codes or programs. So it means that these all codes are written intentionally, and what is the purpose of writing these type of program? That is to damage the files or the data in your computer system. Okay, just like virus, we have two more terms. First is worms and second one is Trojan horses. Now, when we talk about worm, it is a self-replicating program. See, self-replicating means which is having the capability of duplicate itself. So basically, what worms do, they are duplicating itself again and again. Whenever they are activated, they will duplicate themselves, and after some time, means what will be the adverse effect of that? That it eats up the entire space or memory, because it is continuously duplicating itself or replicating itself. So after some time, what will happen, that your complete memory will be filled with these worms only. Okay, so therefore it is given also, a worm keeps on creating its copies until all the disk space memory is filled. So as a user, we will be getting irritated of deleting the files, and it will keep on replicating itself. So ultimately what it is doing, it is simply irritating the user, so that user will be distracted because of the worms. Then next we are having is the Trojan horse. A Trojan horse is a program that appears harmless. Now see, it appears harmless. It means these are nothing but some programs. For example, just like screensaver. Okay, when you are installing it, you are installing it for your enjoyment to see these the different screen when the system is not in use. It will seems to you as harmless, but actually what it do, it performs malicious functions such as deleting or damaging the files. So in front of you it is working in another manner, but in the background it is working in the other manner. This is what called as your Trojan horse. So we have to be careful when we are using systems. Okay, then next we are having is damage caused by viruses. Now see, why we should not have virus in our computer system? Because of these three things. These are the most popular, you can say, the damages which is caused by the viruses. The very first thing is it damage or delete the files. See, in systems where our data is actually very important. Okay, so if you have virus in your system, it may delete or damage your file. You will be not able to open the file, or your file will be deleted. You will be not able to reuse that file, or you will be not able to edit in that file. There are so many consequences. Then next is slow down your computer. So if you have a virus in your system, it may affect to slow down your system. Means the whatever is the original speed, you will be not able to work in that particular speed. And next we are having is invade your email program. There are some viruses which will get attached with your email program, and then from that they may get the contacts of the or other contacts, and then they will get spread from your system to all the other systems whose contacts you were having. So these are the various damages caused by the viruses. Now after that, next we are having is the spyware. With the name only you can understand that it is used to spy. Okay, so it is given also, it is a software that is installed on your computer to spy on your activity. Means basically it is going to track your activity, that what is actually your common activity that you are doing on your system. And then what, after collecting all the informations about your activity, your habits of using system, and then it reports this data to the people willing to pay for it. Means ultimately it is getting your information and then it is giving to that person who is ready to pay for it or who is interested to know about your activities. Then next is it tracks the user's behavior and reports information back to the central source. Means from where the spyware has been installed, no? So what it do? It keeps the tracks of your behavior, your surfing habits, and then it will report to the person who has installed spyware in your system. Now damages caused by the spyware. First is compromises your data, computing habits and identity. Basically it will reveal your all these informations to the other persons or to the source. Then alters PC settings. It can, because it is changing your PC setting, then only it is grabbing your the information from your side and then it is taking to the other person. So it is actually altering your PC setting. And then last one we are having is slow down your PC. So spyware is also used, when spyware we are using, it can also slow down your system. Then after this, next we are having is the adware. So with the name only you can understand ads. Okay, so these are the programs that deliver unwanted ads. This is what you have to understand, that these all ads are unwanted to your computer. They consume your network bandwidth. This is the most important thing. Maybe you will feel like take no problem if any ad is there, but actually all these ads are consuming your network bandwidth. So we have to be very careful. Otherwise what happens, after some time your data will be exhausted. Means you are paying for the ads over there on the internet, if so much adwares are there, no? So we must actually control those adwares. Now damage caused by adware. First is adware tracks information just like spyware. Now see, this is again important thing, that adwares are also keeping your information. There are so many ads, generally you used to fill your informations in that. Okay, sometimes you are interested in those ads and you are clicking on those ads, so actually you are giving them your information. Okay, your information about your habits, your likes, your dislikes. So this is how adware is also tracking your surfing habits. Then display arrays of annoying advertisements. Array means a series of annoying advertisements. Okay, see, we don't like advertisement, but suppose you are opening one website, and with that website continuously so many ads are coming. Ultimately the user will get frustrated, or you will get frustrated, because you are not actually paying for those ads. You are paying to see that particular website, not the ads. So therefore when in continuation they are showing the ads, then it is again irritating for the user. And last, again it slow downs your PC. If you will see, this is very common damage caused by the viruses, spyware, adware, and all these threads of the data. Okay, then next we are having is spamming. Okay, now what is spamming? Spamming refers to sending of bulk mail by an identified or unidentified source. Now see, what you have to understand, that sending of bulk mails means a large amount of mails we are sending continuously. Okay, then next thing is by an identified or unidentified source. So maybe you know that person or maybe you don't know that person, but continuously they are sending you the mail. This is what called as a spamming. Now, in non-malicious form, bulk advertising mail is sent to many accounts. See, when we talk about non-malicious, means unintentional. Okay, so many advertisements will be sent to many accounts, but in malicious form, the attacker keep on sending the bulk mail until the mail server runs out of the disk space. See, whenever we are opening any account on the internet, we are getting a particular amount of space over there on the internet. So that much mails only we can receive. So if spamming is there, or if anyone is continuously sending the mail, automatically a time will come when our inbox will be filled with those mails and we will be not able to receive our other mails or other important mails. Okay, so again a user will feel irritated for deleting all these unwanted mails. Okay, so damage caused by spamming, first is spam reduces productivity, because see, ultimately users are getting irritated and they will waste their time in in deleting the unwanted mails. Then second is spam eats up your time. When you are going to delete the spams, okay, then it is going to eats up your time. Actually it is nothing but the waste of time for you. And last, spam can lead to worse things. Okay, now see, sometimes what happen, we open spam. Okay, you have opened any spam mail and in that it may contain any offensive or fraudulent material and can even be used to spread viruses. We don't If it is from the unwanted source, it may contain or may be the viruses attached with that. So therefore we should not allow spams to be stored in our system. We should actually delete them, or we should use some anti-spam softwares. Okay, then next we are having is PC intrusion. Now see, every PC connected to the internet is a potential target for hackers. When you are on internet, means you are on the public network, and once you are on the public network, there are so many hackers who are waiting for the hacking purpose. Okay, they intentionally or unintentionally they wanted to hack the systems to grab some of the information or for their personal enjoyment. Okay, so PC intrusion can occur in any of the following forms. See, they have given three forms over here. First thing is sweeper attack. With the name only you can understand that it is going to sweep all the things, means erase the information. This is another malicious program used by hackers. It sweeps, that is deletes all the data from your system. Okay, so this is the first type of attack. It means the data will be erased by the hacker. Then next is denial of services. Means your computer, your software, and because of the virus, or you will be not able to use that particular software. This type of attack eats up the resources of the system, and the system or application come to the halt. Okay, example of such an attack is flooding a system with junk mail. So your system is filled with the junk mails, and then you will be not able to use the other services of your system. And last is password guessing. Most hacker cracks or guess the password of system accounts and then entry into remote computer system, and then they use it for causing the damage in our computer in one or another form. Okay, so password guessing is what basically what peoples are doing, they are guessing the passwords. I have corrected some of the words over here. Password guessing. Most hackers crack or guess password of system accounts and gain entry into remote computer system, and then they use it for causing damages in one or another form. So what you have to understand, first of all, what these hackers are doing, they generally used to crack or guess password of the system. Okay, generally see what we do, we write our names or reverse of our names or date of birth or pet's name or mother name, father name for as a password. So these are very common things. Okay, or generally we are using some any word that we are using again and again, so maybe those type of words we are using as a password. So we should avoid this particular habit. Whenever we are using any password, our password must be actually very strong. It must be combination of capital letters, small letters, symbols, the numbers. Okay, so that all things we must take care. And once our password is guessed by the hacker, then from the remote side only they will be able to control our complete system. Okay, and that time they can cause any type of damage to our computer system, so we must be actually careful for this. I hope up to here the things are clear to you. Kindly go through the book and read all these topics, and if you have any problem you can contact me separately. Okay, then thank you so much and God bless you.